Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
Thank you. We are going to begin by grounding ourselves in this place and in our bodies. Bring a little quietness to ourselves. And the first thing I want to invite you to do is just to feel your feet on the ground. Feel that connection, that invisible force of gravity pulling you down. No matter where we are standing, the ground is sacred. And it is our connection to the earth. So as you feel your feet pressing in, I also want you to take just a moment to listen to everything you hear, whether it's traffic, or the sound of your own breathing. And next, if you want to, I invite you to put your hand on your chest. And for just a little while, we're going to take some time to hum and feel that vibration, enjoy the feeling of the sound in us. And you just hum and take a breath whenever you need to. Stop when you no longer feel like it. I'll play a little bit of a drum beat afterwards, but we'll just start. Thank you. Hi, everyone. Thank you, Erica. I needed that. A lot has been going on. There's still paint in my hair. Oh, thanks, buddy. All right. Thank you all so much for being here and for all the support along the way. We are just getting started, and we are so grateful to be able to pause, slow down, and be in this moment with you all.
Yay, Mommy!
I cannot count all the folks who have played an integral role in getting this project from idea to proof of concept. It is truly overwhelming in the best way to be involved in something that is born from inspiration, deep love, desire to act, and has been truly collaborative each step of the way. I'd like to give a special shout out to our ministers who all jumped on board this imaginary ship before it was built. Woo. And to Julie, Britt, Christy, and Steve, who said, let's go, from the first time I proposed this idea and made this happen, helping navigate every obstacle with grace and creativity. We send endless thanks to our volunteers. Y'all are so amazing, and we cherish each of you and your contributions. Thank you to Session also for giving us the green light. Thank you to Destiny for keeping everything running. Yeah, give yourself a hand. Okay. We would like to open this ceremony by acknowledging that the land on which we gather is the ancestral homeland and unceded territory of the Comanche, Lipan Apache, Coahuiltecan, Tonkawa, and Jumanos peoples. Words without actions are hollow, and we commit to establishing relationships with local elders and learning how we can support their ongoing work to reclaim language, land, and sovereignty. We acknowledge the centuries of attempted genocide and ongoing erasure of Native peoples, and resist the impulse to look away and let this continue. We honor the richness, wisdom, innovation, and sacredness of the original peoples of this land, and humbly hope to learn from their perseverance and stewardship and follow their guidance as we come together to uproot dominance, destruction, and oppression. In this place of toxicity, we root a new cycle and strive to be in right relationship with the earth, air, water, and all beings. To sow this desire, we call on the four directions to open, bless, and protect this sacred container for our gathering. I adapted this prayer from Yon Native creator Ramus Wilson. All right, I-35 is going to help us. That way is north. Okay. We're going to start with the north. Great Spirit of love, come to me with the power of the north. Make me courageous when the cold wind falls upon me. Give me strength and endurance for everything that is harsh, everything that hurts, everything that makes me squint. Let me move through life ready to take what comes from the north and transform it into wisdom. Great Spirit of light, come to me out of the east with the power of the rising sun. Let there be light in my words. Let there be light on the path that I walk. Let me remember always that you give the gift of a new day, and never let me be burdened with sorrow, for every day I have the chance to begin again. Awaken my awareness, curiosity, and connection to collective consciousness. Great Spirit of creation, send me the warm and soothing winds from the south. Comfort me and caress me when I am tired and cold. Unfold me like the gentle breezes that unfold the leaves on the trees. As you give to all the earth your warm, moving wind, give to me so that I may grow close to you in warmth. Remind me lovingly that we are children of the great web of life, and whatever we do to the web, we do to ourselves. Let us care for and offer protection to all. Great life-giving Spirit, I face the west, the direction of sundown. Let me remember that every day that the moment will come when my sun will go down. Never let me forget that I must fade into you. Give me a beautiful color. Give me a great sky for setting, so that when it is my time to meet you, I can come with glory. Before we move forward into dedicating the reborn Field of Hope in its new incarnation, it's important we honor the original seed that was planted, the lineage it grew, and the way it strengthens St. Andrew's tradition of leadership through radical love. I'd like to invite our tiniest, feistiest minister, Babs, to share their personal story of how the original Field of Hope drew her into our community.
In 1973, no, 93. Got the wrong time there. I'm trying to make myself even older today. In 1993, I was serving as an associate pastor at Metropolitan Community Church. I was there because as a Presbyterian, I could not be ordained in the Presbyterian Church because I had come out as a lesbian. We were doing funerals at MCC for families whose home church would not allow them to have the funeral because their son had died of AIDS. And this congregation had the audacity at that time to create a Field of Hope. They covered this entire hillside with crosses representing all of the people who had died in the previous year, 1992, of AIDS. I knew they did this. I heard about it because I was at MCC. And so I believe it was the following year. It may have been the third year of the Field of Hope. I can't remember. But I decided that I had to come check this thing out because there was no mainline denomination that was doing what this church was doing. And so I came to the Field of Hope, and I didn't really know what to expect, but at the very beginning of the service, Jim Rigby invited anyone who wanted to come up and speak to come up and speak. And I jokingly say I nearly knocked him down to get up there because I had thought that I would never have the opportunity to stand in a Presbyterian pulpit ever again. And so I thanked the congregation for what they were doing, for doing this for people who are being ostracized by their own home churches. And then I also told them what it meant to me. And then the end of the service, we come out here, bagpipes are playing, and Jim Rigby walks up to me and we get into a conversation that lasted quite a while, as I recall. And I decided that maybe I should check out this place because they said that they were inclusive of anybody. And so a few weeks later, I got up the courage to come to this church. And it kind of went okay, And so I came a couple of more times. And then one Sunday, I'm standing next to a particular member of the church, and she turns to me and says, "I've seen you here several times. Are you a member?" And I said, "No, but I'm thinking about maybe trying to join." And she asked the typical question that folks asked back in that day, "How do you know Jim Rigby?" And I said, "Well, I've known of Jim since before I went to seminary." And she said, "You went to seminary?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "Did you graduate?" I said, "Yeah." She says, "Well, how come you're out here with us instead of up there with them?" And so I thought, okay, you people say you're an affirming church. We're about to find out. And so I turned to her and I said, "Well, the Presbyterian Church frowns on ordaining lesbians." And she said, "That's not a problem here. You got to join that church." And that's exactly, the Field of Hope is exactly what brought me to St. Andrews.
Woo!
Thank you, Babs. So, the reason I'm standing here today is my mom, Selena. Obviously, because she gave birth to me. More specifically, because we built the original Field of Hope in my backyard, in what used to be the country in 1993. Being a part of this project at 7 years old made a lasting imprint on me. And this Field of Hope wouldn't exist without all the battles my mom showed up for, as Jim and other leaders of this church insisted on living and practicing the value of justice for all in the early 90s, and had to weather a lot of pushback and fallout. We send so much gratitude to the people they were over 30 years ago, and all who stood with them. I'd like to invite my mom to share her perspective on this.
As you can imagine, I am very proud at this moment. Julia's vision has exceeded any dream I ever had for this field. My story, how I got here, actually Julia was going to one of those little pre-K, preschool places where they make little lambs of God with cotton balls and other such art. And she used to ask me questions all the time about God and the Lamb of God and religion. I don't know what to say. So I decided to look for a church. A good friend of mine suggested St. Andrews. We were in the little warehouse building over there off the side of the road. And every week I took them, her and her brother, I took them to Sunday school. But I don't want to participate because, I'm not churchy. But I felt I owed it to them out of respect to attend church. So I resisted, but I went and I stayed in the back row and listened to Jim. And week after week, I moved up another row, another row, another row. Finally, I was in the front row, first seat. I was hooked. Jim, you didn't know, but you were speaking directly to me. Every word he said just resonated so well. So that's why I'm here. After a while, I was asked to become an elder, and the day that I was asked, I had just, the Presbyterian Sun was a little newsletter that they would send to us, and I had just gotten it in the mail. And I was reading about Janie Spar, a minister who had been defrocked because she was a lesbian. So then I get this call, will you be an elder in this church? I said, I don't think so. I mean, look what you're doing to this lesbian minister. They said, hold on, let's have a conversation. And so we had the conversation, and again, I was hooked. I said, yes, I'll be an elder. Jim had this vision for the Field of Hope. I was the elder on Social Justice Committee, and with the help of a lot of friends that are not here today, they've been coming, they've been painting, but we created this Field of Hope, and it is just, as Jim said, it's beyond our wildest imagination what it's become today. So my prayer today is for those coming up, the young folk who are taking over, who are expanding the vision, who are spreading the love and reminding us all that each little step makes a difference. There are people that we don't know that will be touched by this, and so we're doing it for them. So prayers to the young folk coming up, and thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Mom. All right. So let us reflect on what we've heard and take heart from how our community came together in the face of mass death and hate. We are each other's hope, and together we can overcome the staggering cruelty we are witnessing from every angle in these challenging and distressing times. Andy is going to play When You Believe for us, and I encourage everyone to be present with their feelings and hear the words of this inspiring and truthful song.
How's this volume? Is it okay?
Many nights we prayed with no proof anyone could hear. In our hearts a hopeful song we barely understood, but we are not afraid, although we know there's much to fear. We were moving mountains long before we knew we could. There can be miracles when you believe. The hope is frail, it's hard to kill. Who knows what miracles you can achieve when you believe somehow you will when you in these times of fear, when prayer so often proves in vain, hope seems like the summer birds too swiftly flown away. Yet now I'm standing here, my heart so full I can't explain, seeking faith and speaking words I never thought I'd say. There can be miracles when you believe. The hope is frail, it's hard to kill. Oh no.
Thank you. That was beautiful, Andy. Okay. We are in a truly pivotal moment in history. This is not an exaggeration. It is intense, it is overwhelming, it is maddening, and there is so much grief. We are standing here together in common distress, but also in common purpose. We are all here because despite all odds and the temptation to shut down, hide, and let the walls close in, we are called to witness and to act. We have kept our hearts open even as they break again and again at each new act of cruelty, and our spirits intact even as wounded would-be tyrants project their own unhealed pain on us and tear at the fabric of our lives and communities. I want to say, I see you, and I see us. I am so proud of you, and I am so proud of us. I see incredible strength in our kindness and adaptability, an indomitable power in our insistence we will not throw anyone away. We will not stop showing up. This field we are building together is a recognition that no one we look up to who has blazed trails of justice and universal human rights, who has lived like a shooting star of radical love, ever got to see the end of this work. They immersed themselves in the calling and in the togetherness of it all. They felt defeat, frustration, and righteous rage, but they turned again and again to their siblings in the struggle for liberation and to the light of hope, which is a flame we each carry as children of the cosmos, literal stardust and lightning, and cannot be extinguished. In the eternal words of James Baldwin, I never have been in despair about the world. I've been enraged by the world. I can't afford despair. You can't tell the children there's no hope. The field of hope is about rising to meet this moment, because what we do or don't do now will matter for generations to come. We will not abandon our duty as the future ancestors to all who will come after us, some of whom are growing up right now in a time of collapse and upheaval, and also great possibility. There is energy that is freed in this breaking and disruption, and we will harness and channel it toward a new cycle of intergenerational care, embodied awareness of our own unique gifts and how we can empower ourselves to use them in service of a greater vision, and living out a solidarity mindset. The field of hope is a place we will gather, grieve, learn, reflect, bond, and nourish each other. The field of hope is also us. We are a field of endless possibility, and we will be the people we desperately need in this moment. Our shared light will open pathways to belonging where there are roadblocks of disconnection and cynicism, and to healing where there is hurt and hopelessness. Thank you all for continuing to walk beside each other on this endless road. Every step we take together towards something we may not be able to see yet, but can feel beckoning to us from a brighter tomorrow, is an act of great courage and affirmation. Nothing real can be taken from us. Not our love, not our affection for each other, not our commitment to justice, not our innate beauty and wholeness. We are a miracle, and we will remind each other of this every day. We will be there for each other when we need it most. We will protect each other with the great force of our love. We will stand together in the storm, and we will rejoice together when the rainbows inevitably come. Okay, we are getting ready to collectively set intentions for this community project. The first Field of Hope grew and became more than it originally was as it drew people in and they interacted with it, and its resonance spread. This Field of Hope was created not only knowing it would be organic and alive, but with great excitement for that future unfolding. We cannot control its life, nor would we want to, as control is antithetical to life. What we can do is seed our intentions here and now in its nascent stage. We can pour our hopes, our belief in something better, our dreams for resilient community, for love that liberates, right into this place. If you wish, please take a stone to hold and allow your intentions for this project to flow into it. These stones will become a part of the center circle, anchoring the Field of Hope's growth in dynamic yet unified purpose for being. This basket in the center of the circle. All right, to amplify our collective vibration, Laura and Sarah are going to lead us in singing a simple yet powerful phrase together, and Sarah is going to speak to us more about the intention behind what we're doing.
Hey everybody, can you hear me? Great. So hold the stone in your hand, and as we sing, please imagine yourself standing tall, like all of those ancient tall stones placed around the world by our ancestors, which remind us that hope is bigger than us by ourselves. Together, may we stand, Together, may we all become standing stones of a steady beating hope, powered by an undying and unconditional love. It's the words, by the way, are I will be your standing stone, I will stand by you. We'll sing it a few times and then please join as you feel called. I will be your standing stone, I will stand by you. I will be your standing stone, I will stand by you. I will be your standing stone, I will stand by you.
I will be your standing stone. I will stand by you.
Thank you so much for leading that. We're going to listen for a couple minutes and just feel into this intention. You can close your eyes, just be present, and think about the ways that you hope and wish this project will grow, how our community will strengthen, what we will attract into this space, and what it will bring into the world. All right, everybody, we're going to switch stones for musical instruments, if you wish. So we're going to recollect the stones into the basket they came from so that they can end up in the center circle. Somebody have the basket? Or yeah, you can go place them back there. Before we close this ceremony, we have one more musical adventure to raise our energy and remember in our bones there is great joy in doing this work together. We will not neglect our health or wear our haggardness as a badge of honor to show how committed we are to the fight. We will center community care. We will lift each other up. We will laugh and create together. And we will show up as embodiments of the change we want to see in the world. Okay, with your instruments, you are encouraged to move and to feel the joy of being alive here and now together. Andy is going to lead us in We Will Make No Peace with Oppression.
Thank y'all so much. So for this song, I'll need some audience participation. And so for the chorus, we're all going to sing it super easy. It's the name of the song, We Will Make No Peace with Oppression. But it goes like this. We will make no peace, no peace, no peace with oppression. We will make no peace, no peace. We will make no peace, no peace, no peace with oppression. We will make no peace, no peace. Beautiful. Just like that. We will make no peace, no peace, no peace with oppression. We will make no peace, no peace. We will make no peace, no peace. Those who live by the sword will die by the sword. We will stand against violence of every form. We will march in the streets, no justice, no peace. Arm in arm with our neighbor till we all stand free. Almighty God, help us not to be afraid. Almighty God, give us your strength. We will make no peace, no peace, no peace with oppression. We will make no peace, no peace. We will make no peace, no peace, no peace with oppression. We will make no peace, no peace. We won't turn away from the pain of our brothers, cries of our sisters, grieving of our mothers. We won't turn away from destructive politicians, overflowing prisons, corruption in our systems. Almighty God, help us not to be afraid. Almighty God, give us your strength. Make no peace, no peace, no peace with oppression. We will make no peace, no peace. We will make no peace, no peace, no peace with oppression. We will make no peace, no peace. Thank you. Thank y'all for singing along. That was awesome.
We'd invite this guy to close the ceremony. Why not, right?
Could I add something just before
Thank you,
we
Jim.
close this? Yeah, you can.
Something I forgot to say that fits with the song we just sang is that this church stood by me for 24 years fighting against the Presbyterian Church. And finally, in 2014, I was ordained as a Presbyterian minister.
Why do we have to get political? I think the challenge is to figure out what it means to be a church based on love that does justice. Because there are a lot of people that doesn't look like love. But I think that's the challenge for the church in the future. And you're hearing more and more churches finding their voice because we've been such a part of the problem. When we did the original Field of Hope, my vision was a lot smaller than what it wound up being. I was thinking this would be a great place for a visual kind of graphics, because when people drove by that have to face the AIDS epidemic, I had no idea the numbers. So I wasn't even in the ballpark of how many crosses we would have needed to do it. Plus, the sightlines are horrible here. So it's, people kind of need to get out to see what we're talking about. But Rich Goss was one of the people who transformed it. He mentioned Janie Spar and said, she'd been ordained, and then later found out she was lesbian, so they couldn't strip her of her ordination. They could just keep her from getting a call. So 2 churches on either side, on each coast, hired her as the lesbian evangelist for the Presbyterian Church. So she went around. So Rich God says, why don't we invite Janie Spar to come talk? And I thought, sure. She said, no way she'll come. So she became a great friend of the community and a guide and a mentor. He also suggested we move the Field of Hope to Easter morning, which went over real well, as you can imagine, both with a lot of the church and with people driving by. But it was that willingness to be unpopular in the name of love, to cross lines when other people were being silent, particularly with the church. Originally, I wanted St. Andrews to be a place where I could be prophetic. Now I want St. Andrews to be a place where you can be prophetic. I want you to feel a torch that's been passed to you. Look around this group and see you've got a lot of the people who worked hard to get us here, but a whole lot of people who are going to lead us across the line. Some of us may or may not be there to see it, but that's what it's all about. And we're so grateful for this symbol. A lot of people called us a one-issue church, and in a sense we are. Universal human rights, that's our issue, and environmental sustainability. I think gender issues will always be central to us, because that's how many of us came up. But it's so important to remember workers' rights, to remember that Texas is the most dangerous state for construction workers in the nation, and there needs to be a church that stands up to make that clear. Racial issues have only gotten worse, and they're disguised. For us to go into training to realize where we feed into racism, to go into training to learn how to love that does justice, to learn about the transgender issues where we can be allies and learn a new vocabulary if we're talking about human sexuality. These are very exciting ideas for me, and I'm so grateful that for this moment where we don't have to go away, the old guard, we don't have to go away, but if we do need to get buried, this will be a great place, I think, for us. Julia was wanting like a special memorial to Charlie Kirk. No, but did I get that wrong? I mentioned Marjorie Taylor Greene. I think that a lot of people have just never been taught what love is. And for us to be willing to be kind, as Carol was saying, but also with an edge. We have to be willing to be unpopular, or it's not going to work. So it's not going to look like love to stand up for people. And the most persecuted people I know are the disability communities. So we've got a lot of work to do, a lot of learning to do, and it's going to be fun. And I'll be very excited to be doing that with you. Thank you so much for coming out today.
We love you, Jim. Thank you. You can be buried right there in the center circle. Oh, right there. Okay. Just walk right on him. Look at this. The stones? You thought we were saying your time is up? Leave it to Jim. Always make it a little weird. I love you. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. We're going to have some food and fellowship now. I'm sure you're hungry. I am in the sunrise room. You can bring a brick from the path if you like. We have paint pens in there. So if you want to literally decorate to help us lay the path of justice, anything that inspires you, bring one with you. We'll take them and put them back out in the path later. But just thank you all so much for being here and for all the ways that I know that you'll be involved in the weeks to come, months to come, years to come. Thank you.